They were like any other ordinary American family. A perfect family, if you must. At least that is what they portrayed to the outside community on social media. But the reality of it all was much more twisted. It left many heartbroken. Join us as we dive into the lives of the Watt family.
Three, two, one. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed my episode last week. This week, I'm gonna have the great Sasha. Take it away.
For the White family, the summer of 2018 should have been a happy one. Husband Chris, then 33, and wife Shannon, 34, had just learned they were expecting a son to join their two daughters, Elle and Celeste, in their Frederick Polar suburban home approximately 27 miles from north of Denver. The two met in 2010 and got married in November of 2012. The couple had two daughters, Belle Watt, who was born on the 17th of December 2013, and Celeste, born on July 17th of 2015. At the time of her death, Shannon was 15 weeks pregnant with a son who was to be named Nico. In 2015, it was declared that they were bankrupt. Chris was employed by a petroleum company I can't pronounce, while Shannon worked from home selling a product called Thrive for the multi-level marketing company Livy. In June of 2018, Chris starts talking to Nicole, who worked at the same company as Chris, according to the Denver Post. Chris sees her about 4 to 5 times a week. Their relationship progressed into a physical one in July of 2018. He tells her that he's almost a divorced man. Later that month, while Shannon and the girls are out of town in North Carolina, he tells that the divorce is final to Nicole. Nicole goes to Chris's house for the first time on the 4th of July, and they have their first phone call record on the 7th. They go on a date to Shelby American Car Museum on the 14th of July and spent a lot of time while his family was in North Carolina. On the 30th, Chris joins his family in North Carolina. Despite it being a family vacation, texts that were forwarded from Shannon to her friend hinted at trouble in paradise. Further messages showed that there was tension between her and Chris's parents. Shannon leaves on a business trip to Arizona. While she was away, Chris gets a babysitter, saying that he was going to a baseball game with co-workers but ends up going to the bar with Nicole. Shannon returns from her trip on the 13th of August around 2 in the morning. She gets a ride from a friend. The same day, Chris wakes Shannon up as he gets ready for work and wants to chat about their marriage and future. Despite Shannon's pregnancy and the fact that they already named their unborn child Nico Lee, he tells her about his affair and that their marriage will end. Chris strangles Shannon to death after she says he won't see the kids again. Bella, who was 4 at the time, came in and inquired as to what was wrong with her mother, and Chris wrapped Shannon in a blanket and carried her to his truck. He drives to his job location with the 2 kids in the back seat. He then progresses to suffocate Celeste in the back seat and disposes of her body in an oil tank, followed by Bella. Chris also buries his wife's remains nearby, as he later admitted in prison. And around 1:40, Shannon's friend gets worried when she does not hear from her friend and stating that, quote, I called her and texted her several times. I knew she had a doctor's appointment that morning because she's pregnant. She didn't show up for it. And I was even more concerned since Shannon was then reported, and that she was more concerned. And then she reported Shannon missing at around 1:40 in the afternoon. Her friends called the police, who did a welfare check. Shannon's phone, keys, and purse were found at the house. According to the news station, Chris says, quote, she said she was going to a friend's house with the kids, and that was the last thing I heard, and that was it. It was very vague. August 14, Chris decides to plead for his family's return on local news as the Colorado Bureau of Investigation issues an endangered missing alert. Chris talks to Denver's ABC affiliate and pleads for the return. Quoting, Shannon, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here. Please bring back. For me, that message, like, I wouldn't have hinted on him being like a major suspect, but his plea itself, like, if you look into it, the way he's quoted all of his words, it's all in third person, you know, like, it's not personal. And I don't know, that stood out to me. The FBI later joins the search for the missing mother and daughter. Chris fails a polygraph test and then confesses to his father, Ronnie, and then the officials that he killed Shannon, but falsely claims that the reason for his murder was because she had smothered their daughters. On the 16th of August, the 3 murdered bodies are found at Chris's work site. The same day, Chris appears in Weld County Court for a bond hearing. A bond hearing is basically where a judge would decide whether or not to grant you a bail, but the thing is that there is an agency that's like technically in charge and pays the sum on behalf of the defendant to secure the release, but then the judge denied the bond release. Also on this day, Nicole, his girlfriend, speaks to police saying, I legitimately think his cheese was sliding off his cracker long before he met me. August 21st of 2018, a week after he pleaded for their safe return, Chris is charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder plus 2 additional first-degree charges for victims being 12 or younger. In addition to that, he faces another count for the unlawful termination of a pregnancy, plus 3 counts of tampering with bodies, a total of 9 charges. 1st of September 2018, a funeral was held for Shannon, Bella, and Celeste. Chris was not present. The 6th of November, Chris pleads guilty to all 9 counts. The 19th of November, Judge Marcelo Capel calls the murder spree perhaps the most inhuman and vicious crime I've handled out of the thousands of cases that I've ever seen, issuing 5 life sentences without the possibility of parole, including 48 years of unlawful termination of Shannon's pregnancy and 36 years for disposing of the body of his family. February 18th of 2019, in a 5-hour-long interview, Chris recounts the disturbing details of his young daughter's final moments and confesses to killing them and disposing of their bodies. This was like the quote, this was like the epitome of being angry, the epitome of showing a rage, the epitome of losing your mind, he said, even admitting that his older daughter, Bella, asked if he was going to do the same thing he did to her sister, and that 4-year-old tried to fight back as well. November 18th of 2009, a year after Shannon's parents filed the civil suit, Weld County Judge Todd Taylor rules that Chris owes Shannon's parents $6 million. That's $3 million for each death and $3 million for emotional pain, and the amount would grow with 18% of interest. Yeah, that was the case.
This case reminds me a lot about the Lacey Peterson case. that we did, episode 4 of the
Yeah.
podcast. He must have been a psycho. Like after after you hear you're never gonna see your children again, you just kill all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of doesn't make sense. Like, if he strangled his wife for the reason her not allowing him to see his kids, why would he go forward and kill his kids? That doesn't add up. Like, you would just take your kids and move away or some shit, but you kill your kids and progress to dump them in oil tanks. That is so low for a father. That is beyond low.
Yeah, and then make those statements and then lead people on to think like somebody else did it or they were kidnapped or something. So sad. The little daughter, she asked if he's gonna do what he did to her little sister.
I mean, I don't know how the police weren't really on to him after his release statement. Because that was like a red flag to me when going through the place. I didn't even know it was him, like, later until his statement was out that he was acting way too fishy. Like,
Maybe. I don't think like they by default put the blame on someone. I mean, have suspicion on someone who's like close to the family.
yeah.
What drew you to this case?
I think the fact that it was like family, and it was a very emotional case for most people. Like, and it was also quite a popular one. But besides that, I don't know, the way his inhuman behavior to like do such a thing to his children, mind you, that are still like below the age of 5. I don't know, it's mentally disturbing.
And they were his own children.
Exactly. And for a father to do that, I don't know, like, I don't have like a total medical term to refer to his mentality capability, but like it's just totally disturbing.
Feminicide. He committed feminicide. Have you watched one of his interviews?
No. I wouldn't be able to stand it watching his interviews. It would just anger me.
This was a very deadly midlife crisis. So guys, that was the unfortunate case of the Watt family. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. Next week, we're gonna have a spectacular episode from me. Signing off. Peace.